JB here. Hope everyone's doing outstanding. Friday, June 27th, 8:59 a.m. Talk really quick about the market. Some names I'm looking at go from there. S&P futures hanging on. We had PCE data this morning coming in a tad hotter than expectations. I don't think that's any surprise there. And the market's kind of like pulled back, but from highs, SPY all the way up to 614.55. It's sitting here at 613.48. Uh, I mean, what can really rattle the markets here? And you look at headlines this morning, and some of them talk about, they're going to already announce a new Fed chair before Powell's term is over, and he'll be like a lame duck. It's like it's like all this talk after a while. It's like the market's immune to it. On a side note, I was doing a watch list, and sometimes I do it in a document and then paste, and a lot of times I just do it on the site. And for some reason, and a lot of times when I do it on the site, it auto saves. Some reason I did it today. I accidentally clicked a forward or back, and I tried to go back to the page, and it's not saved. So I had it all the way till this after by 8:40, and I hit it, and now I go back, it's not there, so I have to redo the watch list. In lieu of that, I put a couple little names I'm watching, and then the rant, obviously. All right. So take a look at the SPY yesterday. I just broke through 609.40 and then off to the races. VIX is down at 16. Yields are dipping, and I mean, it's new highs beget new highs is typically how things work. It's like we've churned through the sellers. I think 620 on the SPY first, and then it's like I keep saying the last couple of days, what's the next headwind? Over the weekend, it's like you would think, oh my gosh, World War III was starting, or at least that's what the headlines were, right? I was a little more optimistic, and then here we are. It seems like last weekend was months away, and now you have news, right? China and U.S. the trade deal that's really doing nothing to markets. Oh my gosh, rare earths, magnets, right? Magnets, the big headlines. Uh, and then we'll get some other headlines too. Now all of a sudden, July 9th doesn't mean too much for the trade deals. We have 10 deals coming. India's next. It's just, I think not the big thing, but the tax headlines, right? That'll probably be the biggest part. But not only that, don't forget next week, it's a holiday shortened trading week. So half day on Thursday, markets close Friday. So also to keep it of note, there's option expirations are July 3rd if you do the weeklies. All right, so that's kind of overall markets. I always love Ryan Dietrich stuff. So we talk, there's always, usually it's bullish stuff, but some bearish stuff, right? Typically when stocks don't make highs for 4 to 12 months, performance is not usually that good, or at least anemic, right? 4 to 5% gains, which you'll take, but better than being lower. But you take a look at these instances, and not many occurrences, right? So you got 4, that's n equals 4. So of the 4 occurrences, average gain 4%. So not too bad. But then on the flip side, when stocks rally from being 20% down within a 3-month time frame, here's the performance, and it's like monster performance. So I'll take scenario number 2. All right, so that's kind of like the overall markets. I'll have to update, and I was talking about the rand yesterday afternoon, my annotations on the charts. I'll have to get a new support resistance, but need some time here. Also, I always get a little worried when a stock is above its upper Bollinger Band. When a stock maybe like Dell's above it a little bit, so that's not too much of a concern. When it's an index, that typically it snaps back, but maybe we get a rally today and Monday, and that kind of alleviate that condition. So we'll see how things play out. All right, so not just individual names, of course, Dell finally broke out. I've been waiting for this for a while, and I shouldn't finally broke up. I shouldn't say finally broke out, but it was up 9% last week. Rallied nearly 5% yesterday. Well, at the highs over 5% right out of the gate, all the way up to 127. Close some more of my July 130s out for 100% and close to 200, well, close to 300%. And then I added some 140s, and I closed some of those out for 100%, and then rode the rest. And for some reason, Dell's dipped here after the data news, or 8 o'clock. I don't know if there's a downgrade. 124.30, closing 125.98. So we'll see. Maybe that's just a little hiccup. Still like this one. I think 139 comes. I put on a watch list. I was gonna add some more calls on strength, maybe August strikes, but we'll see how today plays out. If it can reverse this morning dip. I mean, it's down to bucks, nothing crazy, but I don't know if there's some other news. But anyway, so that's still great monster trade. I'll continue to hold the rest of those strikes. And then SERV Robotics, I held back over the 200-day moving average, solid day yesterday, up nearly 10% on that news that's rolling out in Atlanta. Which I mean, it's not a surprise to me. I keep saying it's like a name that still hasn't got a. It's like people don't realize what it does, right? And so I think as they continue to roll out markets and their big revenue stream starts to hit in 2026 is the launch at the end of 2025. I just think it heads substantially higher. And it's $11. When I say substantially higher, 50% from here puts it over $17. So I'll continue to look for opportunities to add more strikes there and SERV. Some lottos here today. Who knows? I've been trying to do RH over the last couple of weeks. Uh, for lottos, Fridays tend to be the day, so we'll see if how it looks at the open. I might look for some calls to play for a move over 200. Same with MDB. MDB the last 2 days or 2 Fridays. Where do I have it? The last 2 or 3 Fridays, and you look at the candles, have been the days it runs right out of the gate. So I'm going to try and catch it at the open. Call me crazy, but if it shows a little bit of signs of it's going to do a repeat of the last couple of Fridays, I might look for some 215s or 217.50s, and then try and lock some in right as it ramps. So the last couple of Fridays I've been doing it. I didn't close some out, and then it just melted for the rest of the day. So that's kind of the plan on some lottos today. Other names, I hate to talk about gold because obviously I won't call myself I'm not a gold bug, and a lot of times I'm a gold bear. I'm not saying you shouldn't hold gold as part of portfolio, whatever, but I just think, especially with the advent of cryptocurrencies, the store value argument, now you have transactional disruption. Uh, you look at gold; it's been on a monster tear, and if you look at the folks who are bullish gold, like the Peter Schiffs of the world, recession, inflation, government deficit spending, all those things just play right into gold. Geopolitical tensions, World War III. I mean, he was probably salivating on over the weekend that, oh my gosh, U.S. strike in Iran. This gold's gonna be at $4,000. I mean, back in 2008, 2000, go look at all this thing. He was talking gold to 10,000 years ago. Not saying gold I've been wrong on. I mean, take a look at the monster move the last 2 years, especially this year. But I think there's always an opportunity. So it's sitting here at the 50-day moving average. It was at 2,300, 3,300. Now it's finding some more pressure down 2%. Not saying this is a perfect opportunity, but if it doesn't hold the 50-day, I think there's a spot. Maybe it heads back down to 3,100 in the coming week. So might look to finally get some GLD puts or GLL calls. VKTX green again, 3 sessions in a row, 4% rally yesterday. It doesn't really mean much until it breaks $30 and holds. So my August strikes are solidly in the green, which is good. July's coming back to life. Data hopefully by the end of July will be nice, or into August for their oral phase 2 oral GLP-1 data. I think that's it, folks. I'm trying to look at some of these other names. Roku over here at $87. Hopefully I get a chance to lock some of my 95s in to close to a double. I'll just continue to hold those in the hundreds. And that's it, folks. Let's have a great day. I'll be back on audio later. Rock and roll.